Finish him.
Crazy was the first time I was getting ready to 86 him, I accidentally landed on a show. Go look him up. I landed on a show. I came on first. I thought Jake needed help. It was with that Misty Fisty guy. That was the night when I knew who Lemmy was, but I never really watched it with Jake or anything because I was separating myself from Jake. But she actually popped on that day. And what's funny was she knew who Jake was, like the swear words, random stuff, but she didn't really know. Because I'd be like, no, he actually feels this way. So early on, when she first started coming around, one of the main reasons I bit my tongue is because I didn't want her to think I was like shitting on this guy. Because I knew I could be cool with her eventually. I just need her to get around me a couple times. And then the truth will come out. I always said, just let me talk to a few people. Let them form their own opinion. If there's something being told about me it's not true, they will see when they talk to me, they were being goosed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I knew there would be troubles. You know, there's people that take shots at that because you'll be cool with somebody and people will want that. Like, for instance, when Penny said that shit to Ashley, oh, Pesci just wants something from you. Pena, how the fuck is a man that takes pegging, lives in Brazil, ran by his wife, having an international relationship at the level you are, going to say that Joe Pesci doesn't wants something from a chick?
Well, and the other thing is you can't
Who
expect people.
that?
It's not like we're revealing private information when we talk about this. If other people are ranting about it on their channels,
we're not. Right. And here's the fucked up thing: these people have said false stuff. And Ariel knows me and her are cool though. You know what I mean? I can say anything now. She knows I don't hate her. I sent her a computer, sent her money. Yeah, I don't hate you. If I hated you, would I do that? So don't say it's hate. This is real speech. You know what I mean? And when I learned about Penny that one night, when he said, this guy, they both deserve, they should apologize to his face. They tried to make it look like I made Andre Little cry. No remorse.
So I didn't see that. So I didn't see the Andre Little thing. I was in the chat with the thing, and you openly apologized.
It was a video of false information. It was only fun.
Like I was in the chat for the Zachary Kim thing, and you openly apologized and sent a video to him, and like you cleared things up with Zachary Kim.
And I'm gonna put this video out there. I was gonna start putting some gaming pickups.
Poop's been messaging. I don't know if you were seeing it. I asked you if you saw him. He said I didn't even want him to say sorry to me, but to others.
And that's where I'm at with Poop. Like, you know, part of me's been like, dude.
And that's what Poop said. He said it was Zachary Kim, not Andre. And I was in the chat when you went ham on Andre. So there is no denial with that one. You didn't deny it before when I said Zachary Kim. I just didn't know if there was confusion with
I didn't say they banned Andre. I said stop with the Macintosh shit.
Yeah.
That's all. That's not being mean. That's asking a courteous thing. And they kept doing it to where I'm going to make a smart comment. I didn't make no cry comment. Andre went on Jake's show and goes, you've never made me cry in my life.
Yeah. No, Andre was straight up about it.
And I apologize to Zachary Kim when I saw how young he was. And I thought, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that, Pena. Pena, you shouldn't talk about shit. You have no idea what's going on, especially when you're that far off. Because when I get to talk again, I'm going to have a lot of fun. And you know what? No one really believes a goddamn thing you say. They're going to believe me. And that's going to be the greatest part of it all. To fucking talk about something you know you're right about. Because you're not lying. You're just talking about individual shit that happened. As I said, when it comes to the Jake Hudson thing, I never did anything that fucking could be looked sideways his way. Okay? Kenny, you could maybe bring up a couple things. I knew 5 shows in, it was on me to get close with Kenny's audience because I knew he was going to be losing them eventually. So I have to keep them liking me so they'll stay around, at least the good ones. Like I knew eventually I would separate from Bolin. I was just going to do it in a manner to where people couldn't talk shit on me and say I was using anybody. Now I was going to pay the dues ×2 to where you're going to look silly if you try to bring anything to my doorstep. You know what I mean? That's why I said it's like I didn't even have to hold the mic in this. As soon as I talked, it was going to be dropped. And it was like, I said, I guess if I could say one thing to them, I'm not saying go hide under a log and never come around. But if you're going to come around me, you're going to respect me going forward. you haven't done enough in the last 60 days for anybody to fucking take your side. That's why when Pook and them blocked you, it made it easier for me to destroy the fucking HWO. I'll even make an edit. Right here, Jake, watch this fireball. Later, that's going to be the HWO burning. I know how to do that thanks to Frank Kirsch, who I met through bowling, excelling at a relationship. The fact that Kenny had guys like Frank in his corner and didn't know how to value them, to where all he did was just push them away. Guys like Jason Robbins, who can look past your insufficiencies and still give you what you crave most. Even though what you crave most, you're dumb enough to say things that keeps you from getting what you crave most. I used to always tell you, I'm not trying to tell you how to run a podcast, Ken. When I'm talking about the money, I'm trying to tell you how to make money. You might want to listen, because that's all I've ever done. This ain't about wrestling when we're talking about Benjamin, sir. You know what I mean? I never said I knew where Lawler went in 87. I just said, if you want to make money to your audience, the perception I'm getting, it better change. But he never was willing to do that. And he doesn't value loyalty either. So there's no point for me to stay around until when he started coming on my channel. That works for me in these reasons. I'm actually putting him in a situation where he could be entertaining. The only situation. Now, a couple things I had to clean up, like him being able to block guys or whatever. But DJ Eric, I paid you $10 the night before, said, you better not show up in there. You owe Hazelwood money. Even if you said, I want to fuck you, Kenny, that motherfucker was going to block you and make a scene. So don't say like, oh, Pesci's taking bull inside. No, man, if you respected me, you would have fucking stayed out of there. Jacob Waters had fucking Dutch Mantel on his show tomorrow, and he goes, Pesci, Dutch doesn't really like you. Can you fall back? Sure. Because at least he's building that relationship with Dutch to maybe eventually he could clear my name with the guy. It's about addition and subtraction. Jake has been subtracting. He's been getting worse. He thinks he's better than he is.
I gotta clarify, because there's been some Jakes and Jacobs dropped. Pesci was referring to Jake Hudson and not myself, in case anybody that hasn't seen the two, but Sir Reps like testify, Pesci, and even Pook said, amen.
I get blocked, but guess what? When you do your shows and you're saying, oh, he's this and that, at least I know the people watching ain't going to be listening to that. And I said on his show yesterday, out in the open, I say, do you guys see? Because I was trying to show Lemmy and her boyfriend. I go, you see how he's like, he tries to like either cut me off or something silly, almost like Doyle or one of those people told him to do that, like Serve App when they used to talk to Jake and all that. Probably like, dude, go on Pesci's show and cause a scene. Do all those things he hates. Then later on go to a hot chick, that Lily girl, and go, Pesci doesn't like me running his chat when he does a show. No, Jake, you don't know how to run your chat respectably when you're on somebody else's show. You turn it into a fucking interrupt fest where you look silly, disrespectful, and people who don't know you don't know how to act. So I appreciate you, because I always said in the very, when I tell Schmidt, I always said, Jake could become a weakness of mine because I'm not trying to do full time with him. He just kind of made that a thing. And then it just turned into whatever. But I always knew his sadness wasn't something I approached. That's why I said to Claymore, so this ain't the house of tears. You know what I mean? Usually when I would show back up on his channel, trust me, there was hidden agendas, but I was paying for those hidden agendas. Promise that. ×2, to where I don't feel bad when I have to finally make that type of move or say the real shit.